This is one of the few predators on the planet no natural enemies. An animal that can take on sharks, take down prey larger than itself, and dominate any ocean it decides to enter. There is a creature that lives in every sea on Earth, from extreme ice to the deepest waters, operating with a precision that goes far beyond. It is not just strength, it is not just speed. It is something more complex, something that turns hunting into strategy. And that is exactly what makes it all so unsettling. Because when a predator does not merely survive, but learns, evolves, and teaches, it stops being just a part of it begins to dominate. But that dominance has a limit. And in recent years, something has started to change. The surrounding environment is being altered, prey is disappearing, and even this absolute predator is beginning to feel the effects. So the question is not just about power. How did these creatures reach the top of in every ocean? What makes their strategies so efficient that they have no rival? And if even they are not immune to the changes happening on this planet, what does that reveal about the future of the ocean? Before answering, we need to understand how these predators became the true queen. There is a predator that belongs to no single territory. It is not bound to land, nor limited to a specific region. It is present in every ocean on the planet, from the Arctic ice to the deep waters of Antarctica. And wherever it goes, it dominates. Orcas are not just another marine animal. They are the largest member of the dolphin family, which in itself already challenges common perception. Because despite their elegant and even familiar appearance, we are talking about one of the most efficient predators ever recorded in nature. An animal that can exceed 9 meters in, weigh several tons, and consume hundreds of kilos of food per day. But what truly sets orcas apart is not just strength or size. It is intelligence. Unlike most predators, orcas do not hunt alone. They live in highly organized groups known as pods, truly complex social structures where each individual plays a specific role. There is constant communication, precise coordination, and something even rarer in the animal: culture. Yes, culture. Different groups of orcas have unique behavior, specific hunting techniques, and even their own dialects, passed down from generation to generation. This means an orca is not born knowing everything. It learns, observes, replicates, and evolves within its group. This level of organization completely transforms the way they interact with their environment. It is not just an animal hunting. It is a group thinking, planning, and execute. That is why, across the ocean, orcas have earned a nickname that perfectly defines their nature: the wolves of the sea. Just like wolves on land, they use strategy, cooperation, and intelligence to dominate prey many times larger than themselves. And that dominance is not limited to one specific type of environment. Orcas are extremely adaptable. They can live in frozen waters, tropical regions, and deep seas. This versatility makes them one of the few truly global predators. No matter the ocean, if there is food, they will be there. And more importantly, there is no natural predator of the orca in nature. They sit at the absolute top of the food chain. But it is precisely here that the most intriguing question begins. Because when an animal reaches the top, there is normally nothing above it, no threat, no limit. Then the question that changes everything arises. If they are in every ocean and have no natural predators, what exactly can stop an orca? If there is one animal that redefines what it means to dominate an environment, that animal is the. Unlike predators that rely solely on strength or speed, orcas combine three factors rare in the advanced intelligence, strategic cooperation, and extreme adaptability. And it is precisely this combination that places them at the absolute top of the ocean. An orca's hunt does not begin with the attack. It begins with planning. In many cases, the entire group takes part. Each individual assumes a specific role, and the target rarely has a chance to react. Some orcas encircle the prey, others block escape routes, while one or two execute the final strike. It is not a random encounter, it is a coordinated operation. And what is most impressive is that these strategies vary according to the environment and the type of prey. In polar regions, for example, orcas have been observed creating artificial waves to knock seals off ice floe. They swim together in perfect synchrony, generating enough force to destabilize the ice and send the prey into the water, where there is no escape. In other cases, the approach is even more sophisticated. Orcas that hunt great white sharks have developed a specific technique to completely neutralize the predator. They attack from below, flip the shark onto its back, and induce a state of paralysis known as tonic immobility. Within minutes, the most feared animal in the ocean becomes incapable of reacting. The orcas then remove the liver, the most nutrient-rich part, with surgical precision and leave the rest of the body behind. This is not just hunting, it is specialization. And this specialization reveals something even deeper. Orcas do not merely adapt to their environment. They learn to exploit it increasingly. This pattern repeats itself in different parts of the world. There are records of orcas attacking whales far larger than themselves, including gigantic species. As a group, they exhaust the prey, prevent it from breathing, and prolong the attack until it no longer has the strength to resist. It is a long, calculated, and brutal process. And perhaps the most surprising aspect is the reach of this dominance. Orcas are not limited to a single type of prey. They can hunt fish, seals, sharks, whales, and in some regions, even land predators that venture onto the sea ice. There are accounts of orcas attacking polar bears swimming between ice floes, one of the few scenarios where even the Arctic's greatest predator becomes vulnerable. Here, the top of the food chain shifts. In the water, the orca always has the advantage. This level of dominance creates a striking contrast. Externally, orcas have an almost symbolic appearance: bold marking, fluid movement, complex social behavior. To many, they even seem friendly. But behind that image lies an extremely efficient predator, fast, coordinated, and lethal. And what is most unsettling is that this behavior is not instinctive in the simple sense. It is learned, refined, and passed on. Calves observe adults, replicate techniques, and over time master strategies specific to their group. It is a continuous process of behavioral evolution. This means that generation after generation, orcas become better at what they do, more efficient, more adaptable, more unpredictable, and for a long time, this placed them in a practically untouchable position. No predators, no natural threats, only dominance. But there is one detail that is beginning to change this, because even at the top of the food chain, there is still something capable of shifting the balance, and that something does not come from the ocean. If no animal can stand against them, then why are some populations beginning to disappear? For decades, orcas were seen as untouchable, predators with no natural enemies, perfect strategists, capable of dominating any marine environment. But that perception begins to change when we look at the full picture, because even at the top of the food chain, no species is completely isolated from the system that sustains it. And that system is changing. The most recent projections indicate that some orca populations are already facing worrying decline. Not due to any lack of hunting ability, not due to direct competition, but due to something more silent: the reduction of their prey, changes in ecosystems, and the cumulative impact of human activity on the ocean. The problem is not the orca, it is the environment around it. Chemical pollution, constant noise from vessels, overfishing, and climate change are profoundly altering the marine food chain. Species that were once abundant are becoming scarce, forcing orcas to change their behavioral patterns, migration, and feeding habits. And when a predator depends on a complex system, any imbalance in that system has a direct effect. This is the point where dominance meets its limit, because contrary to what was once believed, not even the queens of the oceans can escape the consequences of an environment in transformation. The contrast is inevitable. On one side, an animal capable of hunting great white sharks, knocking seals off ice floes, and facing the largest creatures on the planet. On the other, a species that depends on an increasingly fragile ecological balance. And it is in this contrast that the most symbolic image of all emerges. Orcas remain supreme predators, but within an empire that is changing, an empire where the rules are no longer the same. And perhaps that is the most unsettling part of it, because what is at stake is not just the future of orcas, it is the functioning of the oceans themselves. Without apex predators, the marine balance collapses, populations spiral out of control, food chains break down, and entire ecosystems can transform in irreversible ways. And this leads us to an inevitable conclusion. The dominance of orcas was never just about strength, it was always about balance. A balance that is now being pressured by forces far beyond the ocean. What happens in the deep waters is directly connected to what happens on the surface and beyond it. Human decision, global impacts, changes that respect no borders. And in the middle of all this, one of the most intelligent predators on the planet must adapt once more, but this time, not through natural, but through survival. In the end, the question is no longer about the power of orcas. It becomes about the future of the system that sustains that power. If even the queens of the oceans depend on a balance that is unraveling, what does that say about the future of the oceans themselves? And more importantly, when the top of the food chain begins to feel the effects, how much time is left for the rest of the system?
If this video made you see things in a completely different way, then it was worth it. Now tell me, did you already know all of this? Or did something here surprise you? Drop it in the comments. I really want to know what you think. And if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to leave a like. How? It really helps and shows you want to see more.